Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norcroft. We have wife here. We're here for a review Jive. This is a little different. We're not reviewing a movie. We are reviewing the brand new Netflix series, Space Force. We just got done finishing it, like, literally a few minutes ago. Like, we literally finished the last episode. Dog's out to the bathroom. We're in here talking to you. So it's real fresh in our minds. So, Space Force is starring Steve Carell and John Malkovich. It is a...
Well, read the thing.
Office satire. I'll get there, don't worry.
Okay.
I'll get there.
We have a lot of thoughts.
It is an Office-style satire of the new branch of the United States military by the same name, Space Force. It's a Netflix original. I'm going to read you the fucking descriptor for this, and this is going to give you a pretty clear indication of stuff. The TV series Space Force, not the branch of the military. A group of people are tasked with establishing U.S. Space Force. That's it. I'm done.
Oh.
That's the fucking descriptor.
That's it?
Yeah. And frankly...
Oh, boy. That's not helpful.
That's about as much as it fucking deserves. Alright, man. I don't chagrin any of the actors in this. I fucking love Malkovich to death. He is one of my favorite actors. Steve Carell is amazing. I actually really like The Office. The first season was weak sauce, but a lot of it was really good. And a lot of his other stuff has been really good. This show also has... So his daughter's played by Diana Silvers, who she looks really fucking familiar.
She does.
And I can't figure out who the hell she is. Ben Schwartz is in this. He's from Parks and Rec. That's John Ralphio from Parks and Rec. He plays F. Tony Scarapelli. Okay, that's fuck Tony Scarapelli. That's his fucking name in this show. It's fuck Tony.
It's very weird.
I don't know.
It's very weird.
So the wife is played by Lisa Kudrow, who looks and is fucking fantastic in this. Yeah. She's like the perfect role for the wife.
Yeah, Steve Carell's dad is Fred Willard.
Yeah. The other chick is Tawny Newsome. I mean, this really is, just like scrolling through this, this is a really dumb
There's a lot of fairly well-known actors.
This is a really good, Noah Emmerich. Oh my god, all of the Joint Chiefs are fucking A-listers, absolute fucking, like, knock it out of the ballpark, grand slam fucking comedians. They are so good. All of the actors in this bring their fucking A-game. Fantastic acting in this. But, and there's a real fucking capital B big butt, 2C thick butt. This is far and away. I'm sorry. I had to pause to handle what I'm not ready to say. This is the stupidest fucking TV show I've seen, well, I don't know, 10, 15 goddamn years. Something like that. I'm sorry. This show was, first of all, weirdly fucking racist. Like, very weirdly racist. Yeah. All the jokes, crazy out of the ballpark racism.
Yeah, especially with everything happening now. For those of you watching this in the future, this is pandemic, Black Lives Matter times.
This is very virus apocalypse and
racially charged time.
This is a very racially charged moment in time. For them to release
something that just sprinkles racism throughout, like racism veiled in the form of comedy throughout the entire
But like not even like funny, not even like we're gonna make a joke, but it's a little racist. It's just like
it was just
fucked up towards Chinese people. It's fucked up towards Russian people. It's not great towards women. It's not great towards minorities. I mean, it was. I don't know. This show's fucked up towards the military, towards the U.S. government, towards the not even just like.
But also towards politicians, and I am not one to say,
like, fuck politicians.
Leave those nice politicians alone.
Like, fuck those people.
But, like, there was just everything.
Absurd. This is what we figured out. Each episode has one joke that's funny and then the rest of the 30-minute episode. So there are 10 episodes on Netflix. Each episode is approximately 30, 31 minutes long, something around there. And
yeah, they're an odd time.
No, I mean, it's sitcom. 30 minutes.
Sitcom is usually 20 or 45.
Well, so that's when it's designed for TV with commercials. But if you're making a 30-minute sitcom not for TV, you get those 10 extra minutes of
guess.
footage.
Well,
which
that
is why
10
there's
extra
30
minutes was
waste of
garbage.
time.
Let me tell you.
Jesus
it
fucking
was,
Christ.
It was, so Steve Carell is chosen. See, it's so bad. He's trying to put himself out of his misery.
Trying to drown in beer. Don't worry.
Steve Carell gets put in charge of the Space Force. His wife at the time, his wife throughout the whole show, I guess.
Yeah.
At the time, his wife was very upset about this. He said they're moving to Colorado. They have a daughter who is somehow still in high school, but is 18.
I mean, she's a senior in high school.
But at one point in time, there's kids that are in the Space Force branch of the military that she's saying are in her classes. So maybe she's in college, but they really make it sound like she's in high school, but she's 18. It's very strange.
Yeah.
And you basically spend most of this dealing with Steve Carell's interpersonal relationships with his wife, who is now incarcerated for, we found out, for 40 years. She's going to be
But we don't know what she went to jail for.
They didn't even hint why.
Yeah.
So
if you figure that out,
no
if there's some
idea.
hint that we fucking missed, let us know below.
Yeah. And then the other part of it is like how he, navigates his daily life in the Space Force. They're trying to launch ships and get boots on the moon, and successfully, and it's supposed to be
this
precocious comedy, but it's just
it's really
most of the jokes
set
just
around
fall...
that Office. Like the TV show The Office, right? So it's very like Office comedy, but it's
what though?
It's Office comedy, but really, I mean, like this is the thing, right? Steve Carell does a fantastic job. He's the guy in charge again. And like he has his problems and he has his successes and he has all his foibles and his issues and the things that he's able to move past and all this, and like conceptually it's a well written character. And this is the worst part, is that
it's not a badly written character.
None of the characters are really like shittily written.
Yeah.
The problem is that everything, first of all, this is your supervillain of the week, Smallville, motherfucking CW, like, kind of a thing, right? Where it's like each episode, and I understand it's a Netflix show, so this is not weekly releases, but it's like each episode has some problem that may or may not destroy Space Force that they have to deal with or address, even though some of these problems they don't address in the episode.
In order. You know what though? Unpopular opinion, I have never liked that show, The Office. So
did you ever watch the British one or only the American one?
I've seen only a handful of episodes of the British one and was very meh about it. But I am not a fan of The Office. I don't think it's funny. It's jokes.
The Office is good.
Honestly, it's just vaguely triggering to me. I'm just like not okay.
She works in one of those shitty corporate office places.
It's not shitty.
So.
It's not shitty.
No, where she works isn't shitty. Corporate offices, full blown. If you work in a cubicle, your life is suffering. Your life is suffering because a bunch of old people think that cubicles are more efficient, and guess what? We figured it out a long time ago. They're fucking not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they are for some people, but not for most.
They're not.
So anyway, I work in a cubicle.
Farm.
It's not. Yeah. I work in a corporate office that has cubicles.
A place with a lot of cubicles.
Yeah, and I don't even know that. You know what? I didn't like The Office before I even worked at the corporate office in a cubicle.
The Office is alright. It's not as good as the British Office. It's not as funny as Newsroom, a better British TV show.
Funny, guys. I mean, like, I like all of the separate actors and all of the things that they do are separately funny, but stitched together, it's just taxing and vaguely triggering, and I just don't care to watch it. And that's exactly how I felt about this.
Yeah.
It was taxing, it was not funny, it was not even interesting, and I just didn't care to watch it.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't a good show.
No, it is a terrible show.
If you like The Office,
watch it.
You're also not gonna like it.
I mean, if you like The Office, maybe you'll like this.
You will not. You will not. Trust me.
Like this one bit.
I liked The Office. It was good. I mean, yeah, okay, fine. The first season, maybe 2 seasons, not a great start to the show, but it got better. You know, I mean, it took like a season and a half for it to get into its rhythm. But it was trying to steal something from the UK, so what are you gonna do? The British Office, in my opinion, is funnier, but whatever. And I like The Office, but this show just... It's fucking try-hardy for no reason. It's racist for no reason.
It's sexist for no reason.
It's classist.
It's ageist for no reason.
It's like, this show is like if a committee of... I'm gonna put Jonathan on his young person soapbox. I'm also not that fucking young, by the by. But put Jonathan on his young person soapbox. This is the kind of TV show written by like 9 boomers in a fucking conference room who have literally never worked a real goddamn job a day in their fucking life. Certainly never been in the motherfucking military or known anybody in the motherfucking military. And then they decided to make jokes about some shit. It is the lowest common denominator of comedy. Full fucking stop. This show is the fucking worst.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get into
Honestly,
some of the... Hold on.
The only reason that we finished... No, hang on.
We're going to get into it. I have to replace the battery on my camera. So, give me 1 second. We'll be back in 1. All right. We're back.
Woohoo!
Batteries have been replaced. The robots didn't take over. It hasn't been 40 years. Although it may look it.
It's maybe been 40 seconds.
Maybe it's been 40 years though. You never know. Don't trust the internet.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So.
Oh, before you
lowest common denominator of comedy.
Before you get into that, let me tell you guys, we actually discussed this. The only reason we finished watching this series, this season of this series, is so we could review it for you. Otherwise, we would have been done at like episode 3. I have like a 3-episode rule on shows. If I like give it 3 episodes and see if you like it. And this definitely did not pass my 3-episode rule test.
Yeah, it's just not good. I mean, this is the thing. You know what? I mean, for the sake of YouTube views, and for the sake of maybe my opinion changing, I'll watch season 2. They're 30-minute episodes, so it's not that many. And maybe they'll dial it in because the actors are there.
Scroll through Insta.
And I mean, the comedy's there, and like the necessary acting chops for the comedy is there. But what they need to do is they need to be like, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, but they need to like mature the fuck up the comedy in this.
Yeah.
It's absurd. It's just like, I mean, at one point in time, the grandfather, so Steve Carell's father, all right, and he plays like kind of like an insane old man.
He's got like dementia.
He's got like a little bit of dementia, and he has a caretaker, and apparently his wife, Steve Carell's mom, is like fully gone or whatever.
Yeah.
And at one point in time, there's like this like a moment that, and it's not trying to be a serious moment, but it's like definitely a character-driven like plot device moment about the daughter like trying to talk to her grandpa, you know, about the things that she's going through, and they just end it in like a grandma's on a CPAP turned up too high fart joke.
Yeah, because the CPAP was up too high, so grandma was farting.
The frequency with which...
Because that's not how that works,
The frequency with which we were watching this show, and I'm like, is this supposed to be a funny part? Is this supposed to be a shocking part? What the fuck is happening?
It's like we would have needed a laugh track from this show to understand when to laugh, because it was that unfunny.
Yeah, this show was legit. This show is technically less funny than Big Bang Theory without its laugh track.
And that's pretty bad.
That's a sad fucking watch, Big Bang Theory without its laugh track. Look it up. I think it's on YouTube. I think that's where I've seen it. And it is hard.
It is a harsh watch.
It is difficult to stomach.
Boy. You can't really watch. I watched that Big Bang Theory without the laugh track years ago when it first
fucking came out, right?
And I watched a couple episodes of it, and I was like, I can never watch Big Bang Theory again. This show is now no longer funny. It has ruined that show for me.
Big Bang Theory, and to be honest, this show fall in the category of the kind of shows where it's like, hey, what are you doing a show about? And they're like, space. And so the writers and the producers and the directors and the actors and everybody involved in it are like, gangster. Space is in other TV shows. We know about space because of TV. Yeah. That's it. Like I almost feel like there weren't experts on hand, or if there were, they just weren't fucking listened to, right?
Well, it's not even like the science behind.
Well, I don't mean like scientific accuracy. It's a fucking
There's
TV
a lot
comedy.
Of, like,
I'm okay with that.
Interpersonal stuff that didn't really see. It's a little bit like this this show was written by people about space and Space Force, and they were only told about
the space and Space Force
what
parts
humans are like
later. Well, it's I mean, you know, it's Steve Carell is, and to be honest with you, all of the Joint Chiefs, all the 5-star generals, they're played by like legit A-list comedians. In fact, other than the 5-star general for the Air Force, who I do really, really enjoy. He's actually a good actor. But the general for the Navy, for the Army, for the Marines, for the Coasties, and Steve Carell for Space Force are like 5 of my favorite like TV comedy actors, period. They're some of the fucking best. And they get one line to stretch their legs, and then the rest of the writing is shit.
Yeah.
You know? The Senators are like very clearly making fun of Nancy Pelosi, of I don't know, whatever.
Ocasio-Cortez.
All rednecks.
And then there's just like a generic white old dude.
There's a generic like Democrat white guy who's against them, and then there's like a throwaway scene. Also, we're getting spoilers in here. Guess what? It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
All right. Really, it doesn't.
Yeah, but like all the and I am not like.
Oh yeah, I don't want politics.
I don't care
In my shit. I don't care
want
about
politics
that.
in my stuff.
Like if you want to make, and this is the thing, if you want to make a fucking China joke in your fucking sitcom, make a China joke. That's fine. I don't care.
Make it once and be done with it, man.
Right, and don't just make it like again, lowest common denominator Chinese racism, right? Like it's just it's like all the China jokes, and there's just
and there's also an Asian man who's in this, and I've recognized him in several things.
Yes,
he's
really hilarious.
Funny. He plays this role really well.
Yeah.
And in almost every scene they can get to do it, they're like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah,
because you're from somewhere foreign, and he's like, "I'm from Ohio or wherever he's from."
For being Asian American,
and it's just like
as though he's some sort of Chinese fucking thing.
What is happening? Like, I get that this was probably written and filmed way before coronavirus, but seeing this through the lens of what's happening in what is now June of 2020, like one day in, let's keep it going, guys. We're almost halfway done.
Let's tighten it up, guys. Let's tighten it up.
It's really horrifying to watch this stuff. There's also this like whole scene about how the Air Force 5-star general, like the AOC senator, she's just portrayed as like an angry colored woman, and it's as a woman, it is horrifying.
Oh, this show doesn't pass the Bechdel test. Not even a little.
I don't think so. In this scene, maybe it does.
Hold on a second.
But barely.
Other than the wife and the daughter, is there any moment where 2 female actresses are even talking with each other?
The daughter and the Air Force, or the helicopter pilot.
Oh, yeah, they have that one throwaway scene. Yeah.
So, there's this scene where this Air Force 5-star general is talking to the AOC character, and she walks away, and he's just like, "She looks good today. I didn't see any panty lines. That means that she's not wearing panties." And it's this whole joke about whether or not she's wearing panties, and I'm just like...
What? How is that even fucking appropriate? 1, 2, and I'm not like fucking feminism, whatever the shit. There's none of this, right? It's just like the joke isn't appropriate. It's not funny. It's not well timed.
Even when they try to do the funny, not funny into funny, where you just keep repeating the same joke, it doesn't get funnier.
It's fucking crazy.
It's just tone deaf.
The show treats our military like anybody who's not a 5-star general is a fucking bumpkin.
Is a moron.
It's just an moron. Except for, like, really one person, which is the helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, there's one military, like, and she's an officer, but, like, like, non-5-star general that isn't a complete bumpkin. The 5-star generals are all like insane high school children.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
With like ridiculous sibling like infighting.
Yeah. And like the guy who's in charge of them, the
Secretary of Defense.
Thank you, Secretary of Defense. The Secretary of Defense is, and that's actually, he's another guy that I really like. He's really, really funny in a bunch of stuff. But he plays somebody that's just like crazy, you know? And like of course they do all the fucking POTUS jokes and all the...
Yeah.
It's like...
And the POTUS jokes are just taxing.
Yeah.
It's very obvious that the POTUS is supposed to be Trump.
Yeah. Oh, they never
talk
show
about
him.
his Twitter and he's sending text messages and stuff, and it's very obvious.
They don't really give you, other than like the Twitter jokes and the like, POTUS doesn't know what's going on, he's upset about stuff, it's his birthday or whatever. They don't really reference anything. They don't even give him a name. You know, obviously probably to protect themselves legally.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, in reality, this is what I want. I would love to see some people who were in the military, both standard enlisted people as well as officers, maybe comment below, you know, if you were in the military and you watch the show, or if you're in the military and you haven't watched the show, maybe just watch the first episode, and let me know below what you thought about the portrayal of the military, because to me it was just like offensive, and not like I'm offended for the military people or whatever, it's just like...
And not like Carlos Mencia offensive, and I know that he stole jokes from other people,
it was
right?
fucking
but
hateful.
Like when he was super popular, he was like making fun of everybody's race and all that other kind of stuff.
The show's
and it was
just
like at least a little
to
funny.
Americana as a whole.
Yeah.
It's like weirdly, and it's not like anti-American or some fucking red like fucking whatever, right? And it's just the same thing. Like I was thinking about it, and I'm like, the show isn't racist in the like woo, like fucking diesel truck south will rise again,
they're racist
motherfucking
in,
tiki
like,
torch
in,
racism.
Like
it's racist in the like
uncle way.
Like, how many times can you make a that guy's Russian joke before it's not funny? The answer is once, because it wasn't funny even once.
Yeah, it wasn't even funny the first time.
And
even
like,
the China jokes weren't funny. Also, they're like...
Yeah,
they
the guys
send animals up into space and then like don't do anything about it. There's not like animal cruelty in the show or anything.
It doesn't like
that.
show nothing.
But
and obviously
you're just like, okay, they have no disregard for anything. Like I feel like they were trying to be sitcom edgy and it just didn't hit. And I guess full disclosure, I am not generally a fan of the traditional comedy sitcom. I don't particularly enjoy them.
I love sitcoms, dude.
It's not my
King
thing.
of Queens. Motherfucking Malcolm in the Middle.
See, the thing is I don't really have an issue with sitcoms. I just don't really enjoy them.
See, I love fucking sitcoms.
And
this is the thing. This show is clearly written
sitcom.
for like me, right? And by that, what I mean is like the demographic by which I represent, right? And it's just like I love sitcoms. I liked The Office. I love Parks and Rec. That show's amazing. You know, I love 30 Rock. I love that sitcom comedy, just nonsensicalness. I love all that shit. That's fine. You know, have your like relationship problem of the week. It's cool. I'm okay with all those things. The problem is that this just fucking shittily delivers on all of it.
Yeah.
Right? And I can confidently say that I don't blame the actors at all for it. Steve Carell fucking dominated in this show. Yeah. He's so fucking good. I'm so glad to see him do this. To be honest with you, I mean, I want to see Steve Carell in a more serious military role in a movie or TV show and allow him to succeed. Because I think he could do a good fucking job. Let John Malkovich... In all reality, just let him be fucking Malkovich.
Yeah, let him just act.
He's so good.
He's a really good actor.
One of my fucking all-time faves.
But even
the guy's insane.
This.
And he does a good job. But in reality, the best two characters of the show are the other scientist, not Malkovich, which is the Asian guy that they keep making Chinese jokes about.
Yeah.
Because he has like some genuine like character moments.
Yeah.
And the helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
who has
Ali,
some...
I think.
Yeah.
Something Ali.
Who has some spaceman... what's her military title? Like spaceman captain or captain spaceman Ali, because her last name in the show is Ali, or something like that. And whatever, I don't know. I guess the whole spaceman thing is supposed to be a joke.
It's
like,
just not
you got to say your whole military title. You're not just a captain. You're a spaceman captain. And I'm like. I don't know where the humor is supposed to come into this. Is it because spaceman is a funny word to people?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I don't know. But there's so many examples of that in this show where you have these things happening that are humorous for the most part or whatever. But, like, it's just... It's not like they're delivered poorly. It's just that they're written in such a way, or they're directed in such a way, or something... where you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, one of the nicer segments that
2005 would have fucking ate this show up.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
This
show would have been fucking gangster in like fucking 2005, 2003, some shit like that.
One scene they did that I thought was actually pretty nice was Steve Carell was supposed to have this conjugal visit with his wife, and who, remember, she's going to be in prison for 40 years. Although, up until this scene, we did not know that.
How long she was going to be in prison.
We still don't know.
Still don't know what she's in prison for.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
We've even tried to figure it out. Not that we've like looked it up. Like, what can you go to prison for 40 years for?
That seems like a lot of work.
That's a lot of things. And plus, the's like math.
Listen, I don't get paid enough to just stand here and talk to you guys.
Yeah,
I don't get paid
we don't get
anything
paid
for
anything for this.
Yeah. Yeah. When I say that, this is a real screaming into the void kind of situation here.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't even know if anybody's watching.
Void.
This.
Scream back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Or we're just gonna keep talking to the internet.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll make enough money to be able to do this. I don't know, professionally or something. I don't know.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I guess that's a thing you can
Real
do.
talk. I don't know what the goal is here. I just have opinions about stuff, and I want other people to hear my opinions. I guess because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
So
anyway, the scene is them having a conjugal visit in like it's kind of a super nice apartment. And trailer. Oh, it was a trailer? I didn't notice that.
Well, based on the fact that it was raised very high off the ground and the general layout as they walked in and out, I feel like technically what they used was what were those?
Portable?
Yeah, like a portable. You remember portables from high school? I don't know. Did you go to a high school that had portables?
I did.
It's fine. Okay, so it's like a portable from high school. So it's like a single wide trailer.
That's only one room.
But that's like just an empty hovel.
Yeah, so they're having this, so they get ready to have this conjugal visit. They've been building it up for several episodes now, and there's been a lot of jokes about
like
it.
3
and
episodes.
some are funny, and some are just sad. You're just like, let this poor man get his rocks off with his wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want to open this relationship up and have it be an open sexual relationship. She's basically telling him...
A sexually open relationship.
Yeah, but also like emotionally too, and she's basically trying to have him, or well, not have him. She's basically trying to explain to him why she thinks that polyamory will work in their relationship in a very eloquent way. I felt.
It was a fantastic
really nice
explanation of why she wants to support polyamorous decisions and why she wants to open their relationship up. You know, she's going to be away for 40 years, and her husband deserves to be, to have the emotional support of like a female in his life and intimacy and all this kind of stuff,
and how it doesn't lessen their marriage
or how much they love each other. And it starts off that Steve Carell's very against this, and as time progresses he becomes like
in the conversation
he becomes more accepting of it to an extent or whatever, plus, whatever, there was already the chick that he was into, whatever. So he agrees
he never did anything with this chick, didn't even, basically was like, she's attractive, so that means I probably shouldn't talk to her because I'm married, because I
literally a line he says is like, like Malkovich is like, I saw you were talking to so-and-so from whatever department.
Yeah, so like this super cool and like very sweet talk that he agrees to try it out and she agrees to try it out. And they're basically like, let's try it out and see what happens. He goes and And really, like, he has a 18-year-old daughter that lives with him, so you would think that he would bring this up to her in an adult way, but no, he does not. He decides to tell this girl that he would like to see on a date, to have a date with him, and then brings her home, and the daughter is home, and is like, hey, I went on a date with someone, so immediately the daughter jumps to thinking that he's cheating, and he does not do a good job at explaining this, and she also does not do a good job at listening to this, and then continues to torment this girl that he's super into, who's also super into him, and she's super nice, like, throughout the rest of the series. And I was just like...
Yeah, first of all,
cheater,
it's
too.
like...
Not just, like, new stepmom, but, like, you're a cheating whore, basically.
Yeah, it was okay,
so disappointing.
They do such a great job, like, explaining the benefits of polyamory. Take that for what it's worth. But they do such a good job sort of like rationalizing polyamory for this particular couple, and then the daughter just doesn't get it. But the daughter doesn't get it, and technically like 80% of the jokes and 80% of the problems in this series are primarily defined by the idea that no human is capable of explaining the thing by which they're thinking at all.
Basically,
everybody is just
all
like
bad communication.
Like you know, at one point in time, Steve Carell and Malkovich are like kind of in a little bit of a tiff, and like Carell kind of crosses a line with regard to Malkovich's privacy, but at no point in time not only does he not even not only does he not explain why in a clear sense, not only does he not try to rationalize the decisions that he made, because the decisions that he made, although technically wrong, weren't wrong in the moment, right? And we're gonna get into spoilers here. All right, they were looking for a spy because the fucking Joint Chiefs of Staff. All right, and the Secretary of Defense was like, "What's up? There's a spy. We gotta figure this the fuck out."
Because some other country beat us to
a
something.
Thing. I don't fucking cares, right? But so they're like, "There's a spy," because whatever the thing is that they did is like
because
exactly the same thing that we plan on doing. Because
clearly they're not smart enough to do this also. So like, yay, another thinly veiled racism joke, guys.
It ends with like they just figured it out before us.
Yeah.
But the idea is that like they stole our like mission parameters. They stole our plans, and that's why they did it. So it's one of those things where if it had simply been like, we want to plant a satellite in Lagrange point, you know, L1, or we want to put a thing in orbit around the moon, or something generic, that would have been fine, but they keep referencing a specific mission. So the beginning of the episode is somebody clearly leaked information to who was it? I wasn't China this time. Oh,
India?
India.
Yeah.
They were racist against India this time, because who fucking knows in this show? But so they're like, clearly India couldn't have figured this out on their own. They stole our mission parameters, so somebody's a spy, right? So the whole time, fucking Malkovich and Carell are looking for this fucking spy, right? And then Carell is presented with information where Malkovich was sending secret emails. And Malkovich says, it's personal, I don't want to share it. So Carell makes the necessary and technically correct military decision on a fucking secret base for a secret program, which is secret is like...
not really secret.
Very small print down in the corner with an asterisk near it. Because, you know, still, it's a military installation doing, like, you know, clandestine, whatever the fuck. And he's like, hey, like Carell's basically like, listen, you gotta tell me what the fuck this email's about, because it's double encrypted and all this kind of shit. And Malkovich is like, it's secret, don't worry about it, it has nothing to do with the mission. So Carell, all of their other leads no longer in existence, and Malkovich arguing that maybe there wasn't a leak to begin with, and we need to stop investigating this.
And he said a double encrypted thing. They decide to basically...
They decide to unencrypt it.
Yeah, to unencrypt it and open it up.
And then open it up.
In front of a room
in front of the whole command
of
center.
People.
Which is, one, why would they do it in front of the command center? Two...
Which is basically like a NASA command center.
Yeah.
Like a SpaceX
and two, why the
center.
fuck wouldn't have Malkovich explained it more closely to, frankly, a person he's been working with for at least a year now?
Yeah.
in very close proximity, right? Carell's the 5-star general in charge of this military branch.
And Malkovich is the science guy
is the person in charge of all the science, right? And in the beginning, they were enemies, and they become friends slowly over time. So like, this whole sequence doesn't make any sense. And then, like, Malkovich is upset that he felt betrayed, because he was, right? His secret was revealed, he wasn't trusted, whatever, right? But Carell's just like, I'm sorry. As opposed to explaining, like, you have to understand, motherfucker. I asked you. I gave you the opportunity to be honest about some shit in a very clearly safeguarded... Like, you can't enter the building without a fucking ID level security shit. Like, Congress people don't have access to all the information about this, but this dude does. Alright? Like, just little character logic like that. Where, like, Carell would have... And at the same time, Malkovich would have understood and explained what the fuck was going on. You know? And it's this thing. It's where the whole show just doesn't really have any sort of
funny
consciousness.
It's just not funny.
It's not aware of anything that's happening.
It's all just kind of mean. It's all very, like, passive aggressive, and everything's just kind of mean. Like, everybody's mean to each other.
It's aggressive,
but not funny.
It's rude to pretty much every class of people represented in the show.
It's very disrespectful to, well, literally every person in it.
To America, to the military, to minorities, to other countries,
to the characters,
and to the characters, because characters make these irrational choices for comedic effect, and it doesn't come off as comedic. But you know, like, it's happening, so let's laugh at it, I guess. You know, I mean, the daughter is just this, like, irrational bitch the whole show.
Yeah,
right? And it's
and
not,
like,
I mean, she's written
a teenager. She's
they're writing her like a teenager, so she's trying to, like, fight against it.
The acting isn't the problem, right? The
actress.
the right.
I actually really like the chick who played the daughter. I think she did a good job with the material she had available to her. Yeah. But again, it's this example where, like, her character is just like, I hate my dad because he's, I don't know, successful in the military for fuck all knows what reason. Yeah,
because we had to move from Washington to Chicago.
Really, and this is the worst part, is, like, they gave her character's, like, disregard for her father the single mode of, we lived in Washington this whole time because you were a 4-star general, and when you became a 5-star general and you opened up this base that you're in charge of, now we have to live in, like, bumfuck nowhere Colorado.
And I don't have any friends.
And I don't have any friends.
Guess what, honey? The reason you don't have any friends is because you've got a shitty attitude.
That's really... literally, she starts getting happier when a prison inmate reminds her how much she liked jogging.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the fucking arc.
There was a whole story arc about it.
You know? It's the thing where it's just like... It's like every character and every joke... And every hot take on the president, or hot take on the military, or hot take on the government, or hot take on fucking global warming, or hot take on flat earthers. Everything is the bottomest fucking dollar. To be honest with you, this is the kind of writing, this is the kind of TV series, and this is an example of the reason why television is a fucking failure right now. Yeah. It's the reason why, you know what? Like hard truth, right now, I have never seen an anime worse than this. Ever. I've never seen an anime with a worse plot.
I am hard pressed to think of anything that I have seen
that's literally has just a
plot.
Less fucking intelligent plot than this. Because this was, hey, what about fart jokes?
This was a painful slog.
Trump says China, so let's make fun of China. And let's make a bunch of China jokes. Republicans think the earth is flat, so let's do flat earther jokes. Or whatever. And, I mean, they don't go so far as to say Trump. And they don't go so far as to say Republican or Democrat. You know, so they're, like, protecting their asses.
But, like, living really, in this time and place, you know.
You know what they're talking about. But I mean, it's this thing where, like, it's clearly written to make fun of a very specific person or a very specific group of people. They either don't have the balls to fucking just call them out for their shit, regardless of who, because they make fun of both Democrats and Republicans, right?
Yeah.
Civilians and military personnel, branches of the military and 5-star generals and enlisted soldiers. They make fun of fucking everybody in this.
Janitors even.
Right, and like listen, I'm never one of those you tweeted something racist 20 years ago, they should be canceled. All that shit is fucking dumb to me. Like, listen, who cares? A joke, like the joke is the joke. I'm fine with that. But if you're gonna make a fucking joke, make a little bit of a goddamn effort about it. Because in all reality, nothing in the show lands. Again, it's one joke an episode is funny, the rest of it's shit.
Yeah.
You know? And I hate to be so critical about something.
Me too, man.
Because I loved everybody
one.
involved in the project, and I loved all the names associated, and I loved all the people associated with it. And again, I mean, Carell and Malkovich, what a fucking team. And that's why there's this part of me that, regardless of how shitty season 1 was, we're gonna watch at least a couple episodes of season 2 when it comes out. We have to. Because I want to believe that this is just season 1 hiccups. But for the love of God, guys, get your fucking shit together. Get some writers with some balls. And
I mean, I normally am the one who's
make the joke or fucking don't. What do you want?
Well, I'm normally the one who's telling you, suspend disbelief. Just enjoy it.
We're back.
Yeah.
The camera had to take a little camera break.
Yeah, the camera was like, I can't handle listening to this anymore.
Yeah.
So,
this is clearly a long one. I apologize.
Sorry,
I have a lot of opinions.
We had a lot of opinions. But I'm normally the one telling you to suspend disbelief and just enjoy it for what it is. And I can't even do that for this.
Yeah, we couldn't even fucking enjoy it. I mean, like, parts of it were funny, and parts of it were good. And I loved all the, like, silly shit with the scientists. And, the second in command of the science team, like, he eats weird, and fucking, what's his name? General whatever, the main general secretary, Steve Carell's secretary.
Oh, I don't remember his name.
I don't remember his name. He was hilarious. There's like a throwaway scene where they're like in the gym doing whatever, I don't know, dumb plot shit. And he's in the background just like clean pressing what looks like a fucking monstrous amount of weight for like a very skinny old man.
Yeah.
You know? And he's just like, oh guys, it was pretty good. You know? So there is comedy like hidden. There's gems underneath this just fucking pile of shit.
Not really.
That is this movie. But again, those gems are like 1, maybe 2 an episode.
Yeah.
Which, to make 5 hours of television, Netflix television, 5 hours of television with like 15 solid jokes is really a goddamn embarrassment.
Yeah. That's 5 hours of my life I can't get back now.
Like, yeah, really. I mean,
how I feel.
You know, it's 10 episodes, they're 30 minutes apiece, and to be honest with you, I mean, it was one, few episodes had a couple, like, it just wasn't good. It wasn't well thought out. It was, again, I'm going to keep using this term, fucking lowest common denominator comedy. It was the kind of comedy for, I don't know, for fucking children, maybe? Like, for young people? And this is the thing, man. If you enjoyed the show, that's no hate on you. If you like the show, that's the audience. I want to get it. I want to be in on the fucking joke. I love these actors to death. So if I can support this show, I would do it, and I would be more than willing to do it. Right? That's fine. You can dislike some shit and still appreciate the necessary labor and work that went into the creation of that fucking pile of shit. That's fucking fine. Right? It takes souls to fucking pile shit up. This is a big old pile. So we gotta appreciate the pile for what it is. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game kind of thing. But it's just like, what the fuck were they thinking? Right? Why were they making the decisions that they made? How did they think that this shit was gonna be good? And like, I don't mean like, alright, they didn't know that there was gonna be like a lot of racial tension pretty much the week they
But at the same time, like, perhaps this is really a wake-up call that, like, shitty, racist jokes aren't funny and shouldn't be made. Because really, they shouldn't.
Well, and you can make... This is the thing, man. Is you can make the Russian joke. And you can make the Chinese joke. And you can make some of those, like, racially derived jokes. And they're funny, and they hit, and it's not racist, and that's fucking fine. Right? Like, there's no... I know everybody wants a yes-no, black-white fucking switch for racism. That's not how that works. To be honest with you, that's exactly as dumb and childish as this fucking TV show. To believe that there's a simple answer to the problem. Right? Because, like everything involving the shitty flesh sacks that are human beings, shit gets fucking complicated real goddamn fast. People have a lot of fucking opinions. Right? But you don't have to make a shitty Chinese joke. And then guess what we're going to do in 5 minutes?
The same joke.
That same joke.
And guess what we're going to do in another 20 minutes? That same joke.
Yeah.
And then guess what we're going to do in the next
for
episode?
5 fucking
that
hours.
Same joke.
It doesn't fucking end.
Yeah.
It's it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. You know what? This is what I'm going to say. How many Carells are you going to give this out of 5 Malkoviches? Because they're the tentpoles of the show. I don't think that they are the standing ovations of the show by any means. I'm actually going to look up the 2 actors that I think did the best in this.
Honestly, I'm going to give this 0. I give this 0 stars. Do not watch this.
I'll give it 1 star. I'll give it 1 star.
Yeah. 0 stars.
Because there is some redeemability, right? There is a basis for success that they failed at attaining. There are jokes that are good, one an episode.
In my opinion, the jokes that are good, the redeeming things about this do not outweigh the negative things,
but they still stand as necessary, in my opinion, reminders of the potential success when you actually give a shit about what you're fucking doing, and you're not trying to, because to be completely honest with you, I mean, this is one of those fucking shows that you know, I got done watching, and throughout the process of watching the show, I was just like, okay, so these guys wrote a show to just be mean to the military, to be mean to space exploration, and this treated to, we were like 3/4 of the way through the show. And at one point in time, something happened. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. And I paused the show, and I was like, you know what? At this time, right? So just this last Saturday, fucking 2 days ago, we got to see the return of American space flight to our fucking country's soil. All right? And we got to see the first manned space flight on basically a privately owned fucking rocket. All right? We are making leaps and bounds of progress in space travel and in the research and sciences involved in and surrounding space flight. And now is the time for us to lean in. We need to start doing this more. We learn so much from these space missions, and we can do so much. Humanity as a whole needs to put down their fucking differences, and we need to come together, and we need to leave this goddamn rock. Because right now, like, one kind of shitty meteor turns us all into vapor. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's get our shit together. Let's at least become multiplanetary within our own fucking system.
And this show doesn't help us do that.
And this show is the kind of shit that I walked away from, and I was like, cool. So these assholes don't want us to go to space. Because this is the kind of shit that devalues the opinion in the modern American about space flight.
Yeah.
Right? And about military service. And there was at no point in time was there a serious moment where you're just like, oh my god, what these guys are doing is important. Nothing. There's fucking nothing, man. It's absolute shit. So the 2 main ones, so space officer captain, in the show her name is Angela Ali.
Yeah.
It's played by Tawny Newsome. She is easily the best character in the show. Far the fucking away the best character in the show. Good for fucking her. And then Dr. Chan Kiafeng, who's played by Jimmy O. Yang. Those are the 2, like, standout performances in the show. But other than that, it's just don't watch it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, don't do it.
You know?
Did you watch it?
Let us know. Did you like it? And you know what? Maybe watch an episode or two and tell us what you think. Maybe read some other reviews and tell us what you think. I mean, we didn't go into this with reviews like pre-cocked. To be honest with you, I went into this show, and I mean, the trailers weren't a great help in me, like, convincing me to watch this, but I went into this show just like, dude, like, I love space flight, I love this idea behind, like a space force, I don't mean, like, guns in space, military presence, whatever the fuck, but just, like, the idea of, like, this, like, governmental agency that's trying to explore space, and first of all, they never even mentioned NASA in the show. I just realized that, and that's absurd.
They never did.
But like conceptually, I liked all of the plot concepts, and actionably, I loved all the actors. But within the first episode, by the time we were done with the first episode, we were both just like, "Fuck, do we want to watch this whole thing?" For these fucking assholes, and I don't mean to call you guys assholes, but for these fucking assholes? For all
of our two watchers.
For all of our two fucking assholes? You two fucking assholes with you guys are the victory. You guys won. You listen to us scream at you for a while. You don't have to watch the show.
Don't do it.
You did watch the show, and you liked it, and you hate us now. That's also okay. Explain why you like it. Yeah. Because maybe there was a joke I didn't get. Maybe I'm being judgy. I mean,
Maybe there was a laugh track setting that we had to turn on Netflix.
Mother of God. I don't know. But this was not a good show. I mean, she gave it 0. I gave it 1.
0. I think that is our lowest score on a movie literally ever.
No. We've had some negative movies.
Have we taken away points?
Oh, we've had like -5. On movies before.
On what?
I don't remember, but it was not happy. Yeah.
I feel like this is.
This is definitely like top 5 worst, top 3 worst easily.
Yeah.
But either way, like this video, comment below, share this video, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell or whatever the fuck that means. That I hear people say all the time on YouTube. I'm not good at this, guys. And if you've watched the show, let us know. If you haven't watched the show, you know what? If you're lasting this long listening to my fucking fat ass scream, then you can afford 34 minutes for the first episode, and tell me what you think. Because maybe I'm wrong. I'm more than willing to be proven wrong in any situation. I love it. I love good discourse. So tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me that you liked it. But also, good fucking luck, dog, because the show was awful. It was just a fucking dredge to work with.
Yeah.
Whatever. I've been John Northgrove. This has been Wife. This was Review Jive. We watched Space Force starring Steve Carell, John Malkovich, and several other fantastic actors. And this was just a fucking abomination.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. So we're going to go and we're going to try to cleanse that from our minds.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah. We'll oh man. I don't even know what I want to watch. I'm gonna go wash my eyes and
just shush.
Star Trek Bleach. Star Trek Bleach. The cleansing of all the eyes. I'm gonna go watch an old Star Trek movie. Fuck you guys.